split up the winnings. So this will...
Thank you. Thank you for trying.
Don't you lie to me and say you cared a lick about those fanfic characters dying. Howdy y'all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and welcome to my review of Andor, Episode 6. Alright, I'm going to be honest in two ways. One, as always, I'm going to remind you, I'm an EU guy. I'm an EU guy, I love real Star Wars, and Disney Star Wars is not real Star Wars, and all roads in Disney Star Wars lead to Jake Skywalker and the sequel trilogy. Andor does not exist in a vacuum. You want to like it, that's fine, but don't keep telling yourself it's actual Star Wars. Don't hate me, because I'm telling you the truth. You can like it, but then you're probably not going to like what I have to say going forward. All right, second truth. I can be honest and I can be objective even though I hate all things Disney Star Wars. This episode was competent. It was competently directed. It was competently edited. It was competently choreographed, although there were stupid things done. And, of course, when the dialogue returns, it's still stupid. And doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And honestly, it's not compelling. And what I will say, though, okay, that's where the compliments end. What I will say then is this was 50 minutes with credits. Cut out about 4 or 5. Let's say it's 45 minutes of content. Bloated. Yes, the end of the episode had pew pew high octane. Oh, it's great. And what I love, and again, this is going to prove that the stands don't actually watch this video. Everybody's claiming this is adult Star Wars. It doesn't need pew pews to be exciting. This is probably going to be, everybody's going to say this is the best episode yet. And what did it have? Pew pews. Just saying, that's what's going to be said. But the pew pews did not make it good. It made it the climax of the episode. But the previous 30 minutes to it, bloated and unnecessary. Very slow, very slogging. Could have cut that down to 15 minutes. This episode did not need to be 45 minutes long. And I'm saying the content, 50 minutes with credits. and recap. So what are we going to do? We're going to go through it. It shouldn't take very long, honestly. We're going to breeze right through this. I'll save all my commentary towards the end, it looks like. A little bit here and there, but there's not really much to say. It was a lot of show, don't tell. And at the very end, more characters behaving like assholes, and who cares? Because these characters are all fanfic characters, and Disney Star Wars is trash. All right, let's get started, shall we?
He was a stormtrooper. Really? Pick it up!
All right, we begin where we left off last time. We're at Rebel Sleepaway Camp on made-up Disney Star Wars world, where they are going to do the heist. We are finally at the heist. And yes, the 95% of this episode is the heist. The final 5%, the fallout and the reaction to it. That's it. So we're going to cover the heist. As I said in the opening, these first 30 minutes leading to the actual heist itself as it begins, it's bloat. A lot of unnecessary stuff to just kind of let's fill time to the actual somewhat interesting part of this. It's really not that compelling if you ask me, because as I predicted, I'm going to spoil it now, just about everybody dies, as I said they would for weeks now. Ever since we arrived at Rebel Sleepaway Camp, I said everybody there, with the exception of Andor, would pretty much die, and I was right. All of them except, everybody except the 2 gay whammons died, because you can't kill 2 gay whammons. Can you? Especially if one's of diverse nature. We're going to get to them. That's so stupid. It's predictable virtue-signaling stupidity when it comes to all of this. But I digress. Let's get through this bloat as quickly as possible. Everybody's getting ready. Andor is sitting on a rock. Here comes enthusiastic true believer to have a talk with him about how their beliefs will make the Empire change their mind. And Andor basically says, no, the Empire isn't going to change their mind because they don't care about you. Enthusiastic little boy goes, but they might after tonight. He also goes on about how he's really nervous. He couldn't sleep at all. Andor says, don't worry, you'll be fine. Once the action begins, you'll be wide awake. And later on, he is wide awake until he dies. Oh, spoilers, they all die! Anyway, we go over to Angry Black Man, who is Angry Black Man, and Sketchy Dude, who is Sketchy Dude. Or Sketchy Tattoo Man. We're going to call him Angry Black Man and Sketchy Tattoo Dude. We'll change one of their names in a moment, as you already saw. Excuse me. They're getting the communication set up with gay rebel whammons over on a bridge. Okay, now, or not on a bridge yet. They're hiding in a hidey hole. Of course, they're going to use the phrase echo, because that was the handles they used in Empire Strikes Back. Easter eggs! Go F your Easter eggs. They get the communication set up. Big whoopity ding. Everybody's ready to go. Let's get marching. Again, as we're marching, we learn, as you saw in the transition clip, that Angry Black Man used to be a stormtrooper. And gay, diverse whammons of color hated it when she found out, and she flipped out when it happened. Let me ask you this. Why are we getting this information now? What is that? How does that pertain to anything? In about 30 minutes, the dude is going to be dead. Why do we need one little bit more of his backstory? He likes to give orders. He used to be a stormtrooper. He's been angry for a couple of episodes now. Why not give that to us last episode? Oh, wait, because these are fanfic characters with skin-deep backstories, because these writers are hacks. That's why. Moving on, because that's what we have to do. Move on, because guess what? Nothing's happening. Everybody's getting geared up. They got all their armor on. And you notice when we get in there, everybody's going to have, remember, all the people pretending to be Imperials have body armor on. They've got body armor on, which you would think is there to protect against blaster bolts. Just remember that. Oh, and they have to put in a really good joke while the two gay whammons are hiding out in their hidey hole. Imperial Patrol comes by. You have to hear one of them taking a piss. So funny. No, it's not. Toilet humor executed incorrectly. Moving on, because let's just move on. We now get introduced to the Imperial Commandant in charge of this whole shebang. Imperial Commandant is entertaining a colonel who's going to decide whether or not he and his family get to leave. He wants a promotion out of there. He doesn't want to be in this backwater, made-up Star Wars planet any more than we do. Introduced. There we go. He's your general white fat Imperial who we're all supposed to hate. As we move along, everybody's marching in. Then we cut back to the Imperial guy with his family for no reason. We spend a scene with his family. Why? Why did we need this scene? Why do we need to know that his wife is sort of angry at him, or she's overprotective of their son, and his son is a bit of a wet noodle? Why do we need any of this? In about 20 minutes from now in the episode, they're going to be taken hostage, and then we're not going to see them again. Why do they even have dialogue and lines? Bloated, wasting time. But it's intrigue. No, it's stupid. Moving on some more. We arrive with our patrols. Everybody comes together. We get this big speech while the commandant is talking to the colonel about the very diverse locals. They're very diverse. They want you to see as they're marching, they're so diverse as they're coming to do their spiritual thing with the eye display. It's basically lots of speeches about how we're going to keep pushing them off their land. We're going to keep industrializing this place. We're going to keep co-opting them into the empire, and we're going to belittle them and push them aside. It's a lot of bloated conversations that are really unnecessary. We don't care. It adds nothing to the story. But it makes the world feel lived in, you angry nerd. No, it makes it all very boring and bloated. Moving on. Everybody's getting ready. Everybody's in place. We have our fake security team with Rebel Sleepaway Camp members dressed as Imperials ready to go, waiting for diverse gay couple to give the signal. Problem is, Angry Rebel Whammons is having a problem. She's hesitant, and other diverse Whammons of color is busy saying, do it, we're ready, don't make excuses. It's wasting time. Why are we drawing this out? It's really boring. Finally, the signal is given. They're getting on there. They set up some sort of little device that's going to override the control station up there. We finally get this weird exchange between Imperial Commandant Man and leader of the diverse locals. They exchange smelly pelts, and when the Imperial is gone, angry leader of diverse locals throws it in the fire as a demonstration of F the Imperials. We don't care their platitudes. Well, okay, now we're rushing through this because this is what's happening. They're just moving along, getting us into the base, but there's 30 minutes of conversation and walking and waiting into this. Yeah, it's a lot of show don't tell, but it's boring. It's moving at a sloth space. It's not fun. These characters are all unimportant still because guess what? As I said, most of them are dead by the end of the episode. Let's give context and detail to characters that are going to be dead in now 15 minutes, or their deaths begin in 15 minutes show-wise. Everybody is now corralled by Black Lieutenant Security Imperial Man, and they are ushered in where they quickly take everybody hostage and threaten to kill the Commandant's family. In comes Angry Rebel Whammons, although this is great, this part's great. There's a Mexican standoff, for lack of a better term, where Imperial Colonel Man gets the drop on one of the guys because nobody bothered to take his blaster off of him. Everybody's standing there and nobody knows what to do until Diverse Gay Whammons comes down and kills him. She saves everybody because remember from last episode, she's the toughest one there. Everybody gets their assignments. They're getting ready to go. Outside, Lieutenant Black and Security Man, he's busy doing his rounds, making it look normal. And inside, everybody's getting ready. And right before they go, they have to do this. They just have to get this scene in there to virtue signal. This is a virtue signal. Don't lie and tell me you care about these two.
Tell me you'll be all right.
I'll be fine. Go.
I say it again. You are a liar if you are going to say you care about the relationship of these two Whammons. What context, what in-depth storytelling have you gotten about them? Last episode, we learned they shared a blanket, the virtue signal that they're gay together. That's kind of it. There's been no intimate moments. There's been nothing. There's been no build-up for this. This is virtue signaling to say, look, a gay couple. Aren't you happy we put a gay couple on the screen that seem to care for each other? There's no investment in this. This is skin-deep storytelling to virtue signal. And they both survive. I said it. These two survive because you can't kill two gay women. They have plot armor because of their sexuality. Everybody else, fair game. Except Andor, because we know how he dies. This is what's wrong with virtue signaling woke storytelling. You thrust this type of situation in there and virtue signal, oh, how great it is, and then yell at people like me when we're saying, why should I care about these two? I've known them for literally maybe 30 minutes, because remember, you don't get an entire episode of these people. You get chunks over a couple of episodes. I barely know these two. Why should I care about them? And on top of it, you make them gay so you can yell at me for hating gay people when I criticize their lack of compelling story. This is lame. This is stupid. This is Disney Star Wars. Moving on, we're going to just cut right to the chase. They get eventually everybody down into the vault. Mind you, remember when I mentioned they all had body armor on, or at least people who the disguises? Yeah, they ditched those. They ditched the body armor before likely getting into the expected firefight. Long story short, eventually dudes at the tower realize something is wrong when they take a little listen by accident. They key into the comms traffic between our rebel sleepaway camp members, which leads them to muster some troops and go down another passageway there because, of course, there's another way in. Of course, there's another way in because let's not have that guarded and protected. Eventually, they get down to the vault. They corral the workers down there. They use Commandant's hand to open the vault, and everything's hunky-dory. Everything's going to plan. While Andor and Manifesto Boy are busy prepping the shuttle, the others are yelling at the people to constantly load up all the credits because, remember, this is Disney Star Wars, and credits are hard currency. They're not digital, which is what it actually is in the EU. Okay. Everything, of course, goes to pot. Just as Black Lieutenant Security Man arrives, Fat Imperial Commandant questions him, and his corporal who was at the air tower, the guy who was smoking last episode, he arrives with the backup. A lot of problems going on. Meanwhile, the alert has been triggered back at the airbase. Look, TIE fighters and TIE fighter pilots who look a little weird. If you look closely at them during this episode, they look a little odd with their uniforms and their helmet. Just, it doesn't really look like it's matching. They didn't take the time to do a full TIE fighter pilot uniform. No, they didn't. And you're going to get TIE fighters. They're going to happen. In the vault, everything quickly goes to pot as the Fat Imperial Commandant has a heart attack and dies, and that causes the firefight to begin. Right away, Black Security Man, he gets shot. He's dead. Called that one. Everybody's in cover. Andor tries to get the ship going, but he gets choked out by an Imperial worker who was hiding inside. And miraculously, during the firefight, Manifesto True Believer Boy gets a pinpoint shot on the guy choking out Andor while Andor's basically lying on top of him. That's a real good shot for a kid who we don't know that he has that kind of blaster aim ability, but he got that shot off. Yeah. Andor manages to get the ship going. Everybody's in trouble, though, pinned down. Ex-Stormtrooper Black Man decides to rush out. They need cover. He tries to go help. He gets killed. Oh, there's another one dead. Told you, that's dead. Meanwhile, Sketchy Tattoo Man gives cover so angry rebel whammons can get inside. They get out of there. Now we're in the air, but as Andor accelerates, nobody is ready for the acceleration. But first, before I go there, remember I said they took off all their body armor. If now dead Black Stormtrooper, former Stormtrooper Man, had been wearing his body armor, he took a shot to the chest, he would have been okay. But he took the body armor off. I know. Don't think, just consume. Now, as they accelerate, everybody's thrown back because everybody was just standing there. And I said he would die, but I thought he would die in a different way. But no, Manifesto Boy gets crushed between two crates of currency. He gets crushed. We're supposed to go, oh no, Manifesto Boy, you're hurt. No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because these are fanfic characters who don't matter. We knew they were going to die. All the buildup of his manifesto about how there has to be hope and there has to be a future and we have to resist. There must be freedom. Yeah, those are all the red flags you were going to die. And he dies. Not here, but he's going to. But they need him because he's the one who can read the stupid analog communicator or analog device so they can go through the eye. Meanwhile, I kept forgetting to mention, because it doesn't matter, outside, the diverse locals are all celebrating. They're celebrating the eye going crazy, and it's a spectacle, and I admit it's nice special effects, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for good Star Wars, and good Star Wars isn't just flashy lights in the sky. Predictably, here come the TIE fighters. 3 TIE fighters to chase Andor's Andor in the transport. Andor is bitching and moaning, I need directions, I need coordinates, I'm flying blind here. Because apparently, Manifesto Boy's little computer is going to tell Andor where to turn through the constant debris of the eye shooting around everywhere. Andor does literally no maneuvers to dodge the TIE fighters. The TIE fighters aren't even, they're firing a little bit, but Andor really does nothing. He's it's stupid, it's lame. The TIE fighters predictably get crushed by the by the shooting star debris. They get blown up. And Andor, thanks to directions from Manifesto Boy's computer, they break free and they go out into space. Ta-da! The heist has been successful. Wasn't that fun? Yes, I will admit, it was choreographed well. People had cover. Why they took their body armor off, I don't know. They had cover, they were shooting, and there were the stakes of people dying. But the stakes, they don't matter because these were fanfic characters. You knew were going to die from the beginning, from the moment they were introduced. And again, I'm going to say this. People are going to say they're adult Star Wars that doesn't need lots of pew-pew and woo-woo. They're going to say this was the best episode yet. And it will be because of the pew-pew and the woo-woo. They've broken orbit. The people are celebrating the eye. And now there's the dilemma. Do we save Manifesto Boy? Angry Whammons Woman apparently is pretending. Again, bad characterization. In this scene, she's a bitch and doesn't want to save dying Manifesto Boy or try to save him. While Sketchy's tattoo man says there's a doctor, they planned for a secondary rendezvous so they could get help if anybody is wounded. Andor, because Andor is a good man, says we're going to save the boy. So they go to the doctor's little planet instantly. Why? And inside a doctor, another alien that doesn't really exist in Star Wars, another made-up Disney Star Wars alien is performing surgery on him. And suddenly, Rebel Whammons is concerned, and she's really into it. Meanwhile, outside, you saw a bit of this. Outside, Sketchy Tattoo Man reveals he is really in it for himself. He said he poses to Andor, there's 80 million credits on that ship. Let's get out of here. I can't fly the ship. I need you. We'll split it 50-50, and we'll ditch these people. Now, note in this conversation, he doesn't say anything about killing anybody. He says nothing about killing Angry Rebel Whammons Woman, the kid, or the doctor. And we forget about diverse gay Whammons chick because she just kind of walks off. She F's off in an Imperial uniform after the heist. She's gone. She lived. I told you, can't kill gay women, especially if they're of diverse nature. As he's posing this, Andor clearly his wheels are turning. What do I do? What do I do? What does Andor do? Oh, Andor does what Andor does. Just kills him.
There's a moon 8 parsecs from here with nobody home. Put that thing down, catch our breath, split up the winnings. So this will...
Now, when you look at the whole conversation, again, Sketchy Tattoo Man doesn't say he's going to kill anybody. He's just going to ditch him there. And we learn a short time later there is another transport. There's another ship. They just would have been stranded for a minute until the doctor took him someplace else. He was just going to abandon him. No one was going to die. But Andor just cold-ass shoots him. Just shoots him. Because that's Andor's answer to everything. Kill somebody. This is our hero, everybody. This man is not a hero. This man is a loser. This man is dangerous. He's not good. He's not, in my opinion, he's not trustworthy. Why did he just, Sketchy Tattoo guy was a piece of shit, but he didn't deserve to die. This is the horrible writing that we get here. This is bad. This is stupid. And it makes Andor even more unlikable than he already was. Because Andor is unlikable. He's not. No one likes him. I don't like him. Because he's not compelling. There's nothing compelling. Oh, he's honorable to take the kid there. And in a moment, he's going to be honorable. He just wants his cut so he can disappear. But he just cold-ass murdered another dude. That was murder. Again. It's one thing in the firefight, killing people, that's fine. But he just killed that guy for no reason. Could have knocked him out. Could have bound him, tied him up, and knocked him out. Or whatever order for that requires. You know what I mean? No, Andor's default, boom, I'm going to gank you. Go inside, the kid dies. Now, again, I predicted the kid was going to die just like everybody else was going to die. I thought he was going to get shot. But frankly, getting crushed between two stacks of currency, that's even funnier, and I love it. Andor comes in, gun drawn. Angry Rebel Whammons says to him, "Oh, you're betraying us. There's no guy out there who I killed who's going to betray you. I just want my cut. Take the Kyber crystal back, deliver it to your dude. I'm going to buy the ship off the old man, the doctor, and I'm out of here." And she makes him take the manifesto from True Believer Boy, who's now dead. He wanted you to have it. What? Well, I'm going to pay off. Remember I said last episode, when he dies, it's his earnest belief in hope that's going to turn Andor into a rebel hero. And now Andor's going to have his manifesto. Wow, that wasn't hard to predict. Now was it? We assume Andor leaves because we cut to Coruscant, where Mon Mothma is basically talking to a near empty Senate. Everybody, okay, fine. She's prattling on about something. We find out she picks up the news. It's the news of the raid. Apparently, instantly, everybody's going to know. How would everybody know? Why would the Imperials make it public that they just got ripped off? Again, this is bad storytelling, but they need the event to move things along. And why is it public knowledge? Who is there besides the Imperials and diverse locals to leak it? Diverse gay chick's still there, but how could she communicate with anything? She's on her own there. No way off. She could have leaked it. I doubt it. She walked off with a blaster and a uniform. We don't know where she's going. We don't know what she's doing. I'm sorry, that does not qualify. So why would the Imperials let it be publicly known that they just got ripped off for 80 million credits? Because the story needs it to happen. That's why. The story needs to spur it forward that the rebels pulled off a hit. This is absurd. This is stupid. You realize it doesn't make sense. If you can defend this, have at it, but it doesn't make any sense. The Imperials would cover this up. Because now we cut to Imperial Security Bureau and everybody's having a meeting. Why are with the Imperial Security Bureau? They're spies. They're not in charge of the military. Why aren't we seeing a council of Moffs? Why aren't we seeing some military high command getting chewed out? Why are we at the ISB? They're not this grand, powerful organization in the Empire. They don't control everything. The Imperial Navy controls everything. And the Moffs control everything. These guys don't control shit. Why are we investing so much power into this organization? Because the plot needs it, because we have to make Imperial Whammons over there look important because she saw it coming. And everybody else didn't, because she's the bestest ever, too. And finally, we get to Stellan Skarsgård, who hears the news and is shocked that it pulled off, and we end with him happy that it's over. Episode... There you have it. Episode 6. I'm going to reiterate what I said at the beginning. The episode, competent from a structure standpoint. Well directed, well shot, well edited, decent choreography for the blaster fight. Everything else, completely stupid and poorly paced. You did not need 30 minutes of bloat to get them into the vault. Could have been done in 15 minutes. We didn't need all the stuff about the Imperials squashing the diverse locals. We didn't need the diverse locals, who are all just humans again. Just humans who speak random alien gibberish. We didn't need a backstory for a person who's going to die in a few minutes. Oh, he's an ex-stormtrooper. Why are you telling us this now? Oh, because. Because why? Because you don't like him, you're a bigot. That's what I'm going to be called. You don't like this adult Star Wars. Again, your adult Star Wars, you're all going to praise this episode, and you're going to praise it because of the pew-pew and the pew-pew. That's why it's going to be praised. There's your adult Star Wars. It's not Star Wars. Bottom line, it is not Star Wars. Yeah, this was covered in Imperial paraphernalia, but it wasn't Star Wars. Didn't feel like Star Wars. Felt like a bunch of dirty people threatening to kill families and going on a money heist, which again doesn't make sense that it would be public knowledge. The Imperials would not let it be public knowledge. In the end, by the time everybody's hearing about it, it just happened. The Rebel Alliance is not a unified force yet. It's individual cells. Whatever this cell is, they're operating separate from anything else. There's no way they could have leaked it that quickly. And then you're going to tell me the ISB, which has been given all this power, couldn't have squashed that story before it hit the HoloNet? No. None of this makes sense. You have to really check out and convince yourself that this is good Star Wars to let it all sink in, because it's not. It doesn't make sense. Think about how this works. And if you really do, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. All it is an event to move the plot along. That's all any of this, what goes on here. Events to move a plot along. There's no proper build-up. There's no setup. You've got skin-deep characters who mean nothing that are all predictably killed off. This is not Star Wars. You can like this. You are free to. But don't call it Star Wars. You want adult Star Wars? The EU is right there. Pick up a book. Get it on audiobook, whatever. It's right there. That's adult Star Wars dealing with actual adult themes, not pretend intrigue and fake CW crap that they shtup in here to make you feel like adult conversations might have happened. Oh, and virtue signaling. Because it wouldn't be Disney without virtue signaling. We're done here. I'll see you on episode 7. May the Force be with you, always. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out to me at therentnerd@gmail.com. That email's for channel business only, so I check it on a daily basis. Also, you can find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can find me at Rumble and Odyssey, The Renaissance Nerd. Thank you again. See you next time.